We now get to the next section of the tutorial, HTML structure. Creating a clear and consistent structure to your HTML documents is important and is something that I've already mentioned and that I will continue to stress throughout this tutorial. A clear document structure makes it that much easier to code and troubleshoot your HTML. Begin your page by using a doc type to declare what type of HTML or XHTML document you're using. The doc type lets browsers know what to expect and also tells validators how to judge your code in order to check its syntax. It then also signals the beginning of the actual code with the opening HTML tag. So to start an HTML page, type less than, exclamation point, doc type, HTML public, and then this piece of code here in quotation marks, dash, forward slash, W3C, 2 forward slashes, and then DDT, HTML 4.01, transitional, forward slash, EN, and then close the quotation marks. What I actually do is I either copy and paste this into a document, or if I'm using an HTML editor like Dreamweaver will put this in for you when you create a new document. And then the last section, also in quotation marks, is the URL to this organization right here, w3.org /tr/HTML 4 /loose.ddt. Again, this is kind of boilerplate. You can just copy and paste it into all of your opening parts of your documents, and then go ahead and leave a few spaces for creating the rest of your page. Add your HTML tag, add your closing HTML tag, leave some more spaces in between the two tags for the rest of your document. Here's the doc type to begin a transitional XHTML page. Notice that I have my opening tag is the same, but right here you're going to put in an XHTML1 designator. This line right here, this entire line right there, is used to declare that you're using transitional XHTML on your web page. To begin the XHTML portion of your page and declare its namespace, you would type this line right here. And then again, leave some extra spaces for creating your head section and your body section. To declare an XML document with UTF-8 encoding, you would write this tag right here, less than, question mark, XML version equals 1.0 in quotation marks, encoding equals UTF-8. Don't forget to close that with a question mark and a greater than sign. Again, all of these doc types are some gruesome bit of text, so I recommend just copying it from one document to the next instead of trying to type all of this syntax here. You're probably going to make a mistake. With HTML5, the doc type is simply this right here. It's a bit curious that they choose to use HTML rather than HTML5, as it seems like the logical way to tell a browser that the current document is written in HTML5. But this also offers a good template for future updates to HTML. I've put together some tips for using the doc type declaration. Both the doc type and the HTML element are optional in HTML, even strict HTML. XHTML requires both, with the namespace declaration in the opening HTML tag like I have here. Notice that there is no XHTML element in this line right here. Also, HTML5 will require your doc type and your HTML element. Now, I've only shown here how to write the doc type for transitional HTML and XHTML as well as XML. You can find a list of common doc type declarations at the www.w3.org website. It's best to create a template with the appropriate doc type declaration and HTML tag as a starting point for all of your pages. Now, declaring a doc type with a URL at the top of your web pages generally puts the current browsers in standards mode. This lets you use standards compliant code in order to have more control over the display of your web page. Now, if you're going to use non-standard HTML tags, there's no point in specifying a doc type. Just enclose your page in opening and closing HTML tags. And again, declaring the appropriate doc type tells validators which specifications to compare your code against. Also, notice that the word doc type is typed in all uppercase letters, both in HTML and in XHTML. This is because it actually originated from SGML. Let's now move on to the next movie and cover head elements, starting with the all-important page titles that you'll find here in the head section of your documents.